All right, a new brawler just dropped, and I low-key hate this brawler. There's a few reasons why, and I want to talk about those for a little bit. All right, let's get into it. What's up, Jam fam? And yes, like I said in the intro, I'm not a fan of Grom at all. Today's gonna be more of a first impressions video of Grom rather than a full brawler review like I would usually do, and that's for a couple different reasons, but the main ones are that I was barely able to push him, and the other reason is that a lot of the matches I played him in, I played multiple Groms, and it's hard to get a feel for a brawler when you're playing multiple mirror matches, especially all the way up into 500 trophies. So for those reasons, I feel like doing a full brawler review at this time isn't gonna be really fair to him. But since it's been a little while since I got a video out, and I want to talk about Grom for a little bit, this is what we're going to be doing today. If you would like to see a full Grom review in the future after I push him up to 500 or 600 trophies, let me know about that down in the comments. But full disclosure, this is going to be a pretty negative video because I'm not a fan of Grom at all. I did not enjoy playing him at all, and I've only got him up to 300 trophies, and I really think that he's going to be a brawler that once I get to 500, I'm never going to touch again. But real quick, do me a favor, let me know if you want to see a full Grom review in the future. I'll try to be a lot more objective about that when I do that. And also, let me know what you think about Grom from your experience playing him, if you unlocked him in the challenge, or if you got him out of a box or whatever, because I know I'm getting this out a couple days late from when he can drop from boxes. And remember, if you enjoy my rambling, please remember to leave a like on the video because it does help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm, and I'm trying to grow this channel as quickly as possible, so any help is greatly appreciated. All right, now that all that's out of the way, let's get started and talk about Grom. Okay, so first off, I'm not a fan of Grom's main attack. He's this weird mix of tick and spike in my opinion because he's obviously a thrower that's trying to have good area of control, but he's also got this attack splitting projectile kind of like Spike. But the thing is that he does neither one of these jobs very well. So Tick's mines sit on the field much longer and offer much better area control than Grom splitting projectiles. And there is something to be said about Grom's faster reload speed because he does have this ability to just spam out shots, which technically does offer area of control. But I think overall, I'd rather just play Tick for that job because he's much better at it in my opinion. And as far as Spike goes, his projectiles are a lot easier to land than Grom's in my opinion. And when you land the main projectile, it does bonus damage, which isn't the case for Grom. Grom will only ever do one projectile worth of damage, even if you land direct shots. And to me, that seems like a really weird mechanic because he shoots multiple projectiles, but he can't stack his damage. And yes, I understand that if he did do stacking damage, he'd do like 4,000 damage with a direct shot, which is obviously way too much, but to me it's just a really weird design decision to not have multiple projectiles be able to hit people. And honestly, I feel like it's not even worth trying to land direct shots unless you really need to go for guaranteed damage or something. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Grom's super because I personally found his super very lackluster, and that's not because of the range or the damage, because those are both great. The problem I have with his super is that if it hits one tile worth of wall, it instantly stops right there. Now, obviously, if it took out an entire section of walls, that would be totally broken, and I acknowledge that, but the thing is that there was tons of instances where I threw out my super and it just barely clipped the wall and stopped going, and if it had kept going, I would have hit an enemy brawler and possibly got another kill, but since it hit the wall and stopped, it was just a wasted super. So personally, I don't really see a point in having it break walls if it's just gonna stop as soon as it hits a wall anyway. It's a really weird design choice to me because if it breaks walls, you think the projectile should keep going, but it doesn't. And since Grom's a thrower, he likes to have walls, so the wall break just seems kind of counterproductive in my opinion. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me about this, but it's my opinion. This is my first impressions video, so it's okay to disagree with me. This is just my opinion, like I said. And the last thing I want to complain about is Grom's gadget. It's basically a deployable version of Bo's Circling Eagle, and it's cool that it fits him thematically because he's a security guard and all that, but the thing is that it's very situational because it has all the same limitations of Bo's Circling Eagle, so overall, you're not going to get full value out of it on every single map. And that's a problem because a big thing that determines a brawler's strength in the meta is the power of their gadgets. So when you have a very situational gadget like this as your only choice, it really limits that brawler's potential overall in the meta, in my opinion. If this was a second gadget, I would be totally fine with it, but as a first gadget, I think it's really bad. So at this point, you notice I pretty much talked about every aspect of Grom's kit and say that I hate it. And that's because overall, I just don't think Grom's a fun brawler to play. Now, I haven't talked about his star powers at all, but those seem okay. I'm really a fan of the movement speed one. I think that's going to be a big buff for him, but I'm not really a fan of the damage one because those projectiles can be kind of hard to land, and that really rewards you for landing the max range projectile, which, like I said, is going to be kind of tricky. I think that's going to be the preferred one because typically we prefer damage star powers over anything else because it lowers time to kill and all that jazz, but I think overall because of the difficulty of landing the projectiles at their max range, I don't think it's going to be very consistent, so I don't think I'm going to like it. So yeah, Grom is definitely not the brawler I'm going to be playing to have fun. I really haven't enjoyed playing him up until this point. I find him very spammy, but the way his attacks work, it doesn't really feel rewarding when you do land your shots. You kind of just feel lucky half the time. His super's really cool, but the fact that the projectiles stop as soon as it clips a wall is very lackluster, and it makes it feel like half your supers get wasted because there's too much walls on the map. And then, like I said, his gadget's okay, but as a first gadget, it's really bad. And because I believe that gadgets really boost a brawler's potential in the meta, I think it's going to be very limiting for him. So I'll probably push Grom to 500, and then I probably won't touch him again unless it's for like a quest or maybe in Power League or something like that. But overall, I think I'm just going to prefer other brawlers. And like I said, I know this video is pretty negative, but like I said, this is my first impressions video, and I am not impressed at all with Grom. So that's why this video is going to come out negative, because I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it for you guys. This is just what I think, and you guys can totally disagree with me if you want. If I do a full review of Grom, I'll be a lot more objective about it. I won't let my negative experience affect that video at all. So if that is something you'd like to see from me, let me know about that down in the comments, like I said earlier. Anyway, I'm done dumpstering on this new brawler for now. If you're new, make sure you drop a sub. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. But that's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.